What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today we're going to be talking about the new update that came to Black Ops 3. No, it doesn't directly have to do with the new maps. So this affects not only PlayStation 4 users, but Xbox users as well. So this is update 1.13, which means it's the 13th title update since Black Ops 3 came out. And this one didn't have anything too massive, but a couple things that are definitely noteworthy and some few things that no one's covered yet, and I think is definitely important for you guys to know. So maybe I'm covering this a little bit late, but I think the information throughout this video is pretty important to get out to you guys. So obviously the main thing that this added to Black Ops 3 was support for DLC 3. So adding in that Descent playlist, all of that kind of stuff was added in through this patch. Now, there was a lot of other stuff and changes to multiplayer that was much more important. First of all, there's support for a new game mode. That is right, a new game mode. So you may or may not have heard of this new game mode. It's called Fracture, and basically it's a mix between Kill Confirmed and Hardpoint. In a sense, what happens, we'll sum it up real quickly, is when you kill someone, they drop a dog tag, or in this game, it's going to be a fracture piece. Now, this piece is dropped and you can instantly pick it up. However, when you pick it up, it doesn't go directly to the scoreboard. The way you put that piece to a point on the scoreboard is you bring it to, let's call it the fracture zone, aka the hard point. Now, when you get to the hard point, you have to stand there for a brief second while your fracture pieces deposit. That's right, pieces. So what this means is you can stack these pieces. So let's say you kill 3 people and pick up all of their pieces. You then have a stack of 3 in your inventory that you can deposit for 3 points all at once. Now, I believe they said it goes up to 60 total points, so you get 60 fracture pieces and deposit all 60 of them into the fracture zone. You therefore win that game. Now, I do think this is a really cool idea for a game mode. I love seeing new game modes. That's something they need to do a lot more frequently in Call of Duty, if you ask me. I think it's a really great idea. Now, this new game mode comes out on Friday. It's not currently out. It didn't come out with the update. It comes out on Friday, so of course on Friday we're going to be checking that out and seeing exactly how it plays. On top of all of this, there still were big changes to multiplayer, starting off with Arena. If you're an Arena player, this is only going to apply to you. It doesn't really affect any other type of gameplay, but it says probation is no longer given to players who leave a match when you're outnumbered by 2 or more players. So if 2 of your team's players leave, you can then leave the game without getting any penalty. I think that's definitely a fair thing, because when you have to play an entire game down more than 2 people, that's just ridiculous. But that's good that they added that in. It also says players will no longer lose stars below rank 5. So if you're rank 5, that's kind of like the lowest you can go. Other games do this. Some games like Hearthstone and other games, they have a minimum level that you can build up to, and then after that is when you kind of get into that grind where you can actually lose points. And then finally, players are now required to press Find Match in the Arena post-game lobby to start matchmaking. That's actually a really good thing, because before, what would happen is you'd finish a game and all of a sudden it would put you in a new game lobby, and that game could technically start right away. And people were getting into these games they didn't want to get put into and losing points because of it. So that's definitely a good thing they added in there. Now, one thing I shouldn't even have to mention, they updated the layout of the black market. It looks a little bit different, a little more crisp. Nothing else is different with it. The only thing that's different is the way it looks. So nothing number-wise or anything like that has changed. Just the layout and look of it. After this, they fixed a bunch of little bugs and glitches throughout the game, most of which I didn't even know were a thing, but 2 of them were definitely needed to be fixed. First is the contract glitch, where you complete a contract where it would not give you crypto keys, or sometimes even take away some of your crypto keys. So that's obviously very frustrating, and thank God they fixed that pretty quickly. And then also, on top of that, they finally fixed the earthquake glitch. And if you don't know what that is, that was the glitch where you'd pick up a weapon and all of a sudden there'd be this giant earthquake on the map where your whole screen would frickin' shake and randomly just eventually stop. It was completely ridiculously annoying, and it's been there since the game originally came out, so about goddamn time they fixed that one. So there was only one specialist character tampered with, and that was Prophet, and it happened to the Tempest. Now, the Tempest got a little tiny smidge of a buff, and this buff was that if someone is using kinetic armor or the uplink drone, it is now a one-hit kill with the Tempest. It wasn't before. This is actually something I covered on a Black Ops 3 5 Things episode, and this is now patched, so it's always going to be a one-hit kill with that Tempest. So that's just a minuscule buff to Prophet's Tempest. And Two of the most important things that are changed. First of all, apparently they fixed the camo glitch where players were losing camos altogether or sometimes randomly gaining camos for certain weapons. They've completely fixed that one. It had to do with Gunsmith. It's fixed now, apparently. And then the most important patch, in my opinion, happened to the Banshee. It reduced the weapons damage against score streaks. So no longer can you ridiculously easy take down race and motherships and all of that stuff with the Banshee. It's only really good against players now, not score streaks, which was definitely needed because that thing was a beast. I think in 3 shots it would take down a Wraith, which is just ridiculous. It's just as good as a rocket launcher, but now that is no more. They nerfed that just a little bit so it's not ridiculously overpowered against score streaks anymore. And then finally, the last thing I wanted to touch on is they fixed a glitch with the GI unit where sometimes you'd call it in, it would drop from the air, and then out of nowhere just shortly self-destruct right after it lands. And that never happened to me, but that would be freaking hilarious. If you worked your ass off, finally got that GI unit, call it in, it lands, and just blows up. I've never had that happen, but it would be absolutely hilarious if it did. But that is it. That is the small patch that happened in Black Ops 3. If you enjoyed the video, it would be super greatly appreciated if you could leave a like rating. I didn't see many people cover this information, so I thought it was important to get it out to you guys. So if you enjoyed, it'd be great if you could leave a like rating. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I upload new Call of Duty videos every single day of the week, and if that sounds like something that interests you, that red subscribe button is sitting there with your name on it. You can also check out my Twitch and Twitter down in the description. Those are other ways you can stay in contact with me if that interests you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I love every single one of you, and until next time, peace out.